How was your 4th of July?
Oh, my 4th of July was very good. Oh. But no. So July 3rd is when I kicked off the 4th of July festivities. Me and my buddy here. We kicked off the festivities by blowing up and burning. Apparently, we were super violent and aggressive and angry in nature. So TikTok blocked us.
According to
they
TikTok.
hate us.
Yep.
So that was fun. Kicked it off with some explosions and firecrackers. The 4th, we actually just... Oh, it started off weird because that's the night I made that recap video. The night of the 3rd into the 4th. So I kind of got to sleep in a little bit, but even when you sleep in after staying up all night, not even sleeping in, it's like you're taking a little nap. You wake up and you're like not really awake, you're kind of loopy. So 4th of July was pretty good. I was kind of loopy all day because I was just tired. You know how it is, like kind of like slap happy. But we went over to my in-laws' siblings. So my aunt and uncle-in-law went over to their house and got to go swimming. I got to ride on his 4-wheeler, which is awesome. If you haven't ridden a 4-wheeler in recent times, I suggest you do it because it's really, really fun. And fun fact, it does max out at 39 miles per hour. Billy, if you're listening, you're welcome for figuring that out. But yeah, did that, shot off fireworks, ate a lot of really, really good food. It was a lot of fun. And then on the 5th, actually, my wife and baby and I just went outside and shot off the rest of what we had just because I didn't want to put it to waste. And it was a lot of fun. I would say each individual night was its own little level of fun because the chaos and destruction of shooting that video was awesome. 4th of July, I was in the pool half the day, so that was, totally worth it. And then the 6th was kind of just special because it was just me and Cass and baby. So it was good. How was your 4th of July? What'd you do?
It was good. I went to my parents' house, had some ribs, some chicken, some pork, lots of food, lots of fireworks, played some ladder ball, cornhole, just hung out with the family.
Ladder ball.
Yeah.
Play like one game of that, and then you're like, all right, I cannot touch that for another year.
I like ladder ball.
I've never played an actual game. I don't know how to keep score or anything. I know the rings are different.
Yeah, it's 3, 2, and 1.
Oh,
3,
okay.
2, 1.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, it's good. And yeah, no, just I feel like the kids were more into it this year than they've ever been, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, let's go. Well, your niece is like 11 now?
Yeah, she's
10.
10.
11?
She's 10.
10. And then the nephew is just a little bit younger than Finnegan, so.
Yeah, he's 5. As well as Finn.
Wait. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know they were that close.
They're like 6 months apart.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I noticed that at our nephew's first birthday party on the 5th, I noticed that Finnegan was playing with our baby, both of our babies, which was really fun because it's like, I know he's 5 years older, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that those are his cousins. He's going to play with them, even if because like now that they're able to crawl and like hand each other toys, like it was so cute. We were all playing in the little front room that was right there with all the baby toys, and we just sat down and we were playing. And it was so cute because Kanan would sit there and play with a toy, and then he would look at Finn and just be like, and he would just say some word, and then hand it to Finn, and he'd be like, "Oh, thanks," and then he would play with it, then he would hand it back, and it was so cute. They're good at sharing. Finn's pretty good at sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, we need to make sure we keep that going.
Yeah, no, he loves his little cousins, so
it's awesome. He's a good big cousin.
Yep. He's hopefully be a good influence on them.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
He's totally going to be the one to get them to do something bad.
But yeah, but no, back to my 4th of July for a second. It was like the first part of the day was like a weird dream. So we had to go to Walmart.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us about your actual weird dream.
Oh, I can tell you about that in a little bit. But it was like a weird dream. But we had to go to the Walmart, and Walmart on a holiday is crazy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So we're going to Walmart, and people I saw like 6 cars that were kept trying to drive down like the wrong way. And I was getting fed up because all the people inside Walmart and then people doing that. And Walmart is just, I never look forward to Walmart, but I'm like, why is everybody trying to go the wrong way? And it's like pouring rain too. And then I'm driving down 350. And then by the Burger King, somebody's push mowing. I'm like, what is happening?
On the 4th of July.
Yeah. And then
he's got company, man.
We had to stop by Hy-Vee too. And then I'm driving home, and there's more people trying to go the wrong way. And I say it out loud as we're driving down Gregory. I'm like, why is everybody going the wrong way? And we look to the left, and Celeste is like, are you seeing this right now? There is a man walking down Gregory, down the sidewalk, with a walking stick backwards. And I'm just like, I need to go home. I need to go home.
It's like a glitch in the Matrix.
Oh you got this guy mowing in the driving rain, and then this guy that is walking backwards. I was like, should we just stay home tonight? Is that
dude? So I know you haven't seen this show, but there's a scene in Rick and Morty where these aliens abduct Rick and Morty, and they're keeping them in a giant simulation room. And the simulation is running at 100% power to try to trick Rick and Morty into thinking that they're in real life. But it just so happens that the dad, Jerry, was like trying to feel included or something, and he snuck into the adventure, and he was also in the simulation, but he was in a different area. And the aliens were like, "Oh no, what's this other guy doing here?" And they're like, "I don't know. That's just Jerry. Don't worry about him. Just turn the power really low on his simulator, and let's just keep going with them. We need to make sure that Rick doesn't notice that he's in a simulation because he'll get away." They turn the power of the simulator all the way down to like 1%, and the world around him is just like glitching, but like also it's just like super stupid random stuff. Like the mailman started glitching, and he was like, my man, my man. And he turns on the radio in his car, and it's like, you're now listening to the radio, and here's some human music. Doot, 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 doot. And Jerry's like, oh, I like this human music. He's so dumb, he doesn't even realize he's in a simulation. But no, I was actually going to bring up, whenever I was driving to your house last week for the show, I was in Raytown all of 5 minutes, driving from Gregory, is that Greg? Yeah, driving. Is that Gregory? Am I forgetting Raytown road names? The one that you get off the highway, you drive past the cemetery, and you drive past
Gregory,
McDonald's and Taco Bell. Okay, Gregory. Yeah, duh. So I got cut off by some person turning off of Blue Ridge. I'm driving green light, and some person, I kid you not, maybe 7 miles an hour, pulls out, turning a right, and goes into the far left lane after a turn, which you're not supposed to do. And I literally had to slam on my horn, hit my brakes, and swerve out of the way. And it's just some 70-year-old lady. And I'm like, okay, revoke her driver's license, please. But then, not even 1 minute later, I'm all the way down Gregory. I'm turning right onto Raytown Road to go towards like the O'Reilly. And I get cut off again by some Kia Soul. Stupid Kia Soul drivers. They're worse than Nissan Altima drivers. I'm a Nissan Altima driver, formerly. And I'm aware of how crazy I am when I drive. Kia Soul drivers are just like, I don't know what it is. If you score like the minimum required on the driver's test, it's like you get a discount at the freaking dealership for a Kia Soul. What was your driving score? That's too good. You don't get a Soul. Let's put you in something nicer. Oh, you scored the worst possible?
I will say,
here's a Soul.
Raytown in particular, I am baffled at some of the things I see on the road that I feel like I don't see in other cities. So there is that.
I did see last time, well, not last time, but when my brother was visiting, whenever I dropped him off from the at the airport, or whenever I was picking him up from the airport, we all had to stop on the highway or on 350 highway because there was a goose with a bunch of ducklings or whatever, gooselings, walking across 350 at 1 mile per hour. And it was obviously the cutest thing ever, but I'm like, of course that happens right here, right now.
Yeah.
It's really important for this to be happening. Well, there was like one other thing I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah. Mentioning your Quatraro dream. Why don't you share that real quick before we get into the Royals news?
Yeah, this will be a good segue into the Royals. So I had a dream. Obviously, I spend a lot of time living and breathing the Kansas City Royals. And I had a dream where I encountered Matt Quatraro. I don't know if it was in like a media availability or like if it was out on the streets or what's, because the area was kind of fuzzy. But one thing that I am bothered by in real life is that I don't think Matt Quatraro gets like pressed enough by the media when he gives like stupid answers. Oh, we were trying our best and it just didn't, you know what I mean? And
yeah, that's like in one of my recaps, I pulled a Quatraro quote after a game because I was like, what did this guy have to say? And he literally just said something like, we've got to learn how to play better.
Yeah.
Like
we got to make sure we don't lose moving forward. But yeah, so I started asking him the hard-hitting questions. I'm like, hey, what are you like?
Yeah.
Why are you, why is the team not performing? What are you doing to fix it? Do you feel like you deserve to be the man? Like I was asking like, hey man, and he took exception to it and he comes after me. He's like, you're not going to come at me like that. He puts his hands on me. And so all of a sudden,
in what way did he shove you?
Yeah, he pushed me. So I'm in an altercation physically with Royals manager Matt Quatraro in this stream, and we end up in a little wrestling kerfuffle. I put this man, and I sent you a picture of it. I put this man in the walls of Jericho. If you know, you know. And then I woke up. But
dude, what a great dream.
That's it. That's what was happening. I guess Dream Me was done with really what feels like a lack of accountability with how this season has gone, and I took matters into my own hands in my dream.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I guess before we talk about like the actual game results from the last week, because we actually have a couple fun, good games to talk about, I'll kind of segue off of that and talk about what I heard on the radio today. So with 610 or 96.5 The Fan, the Alex Gold and Cody Tapp had the opportunity to interview JJ Piccolo, which is pretty cool. And they do that all the time, though. And I was just kind of sitting there in the car driving home listening to JJ talk. And it was not the attitude of a team, or it was not the attitude of a general manager that is 17 games below 500. It was the attitude of someone who is tied for a wild card spot and is just a couple games away. And it was really weird. If you haven't heard it, feel free to go listen to it. But to kind of sum it up, he was kind of like saying, oh, well, we were having a rough go with the season, but now there's all these injuries, so we're just kind of trying to get by until our injured people can get back. And there was not a single bit of like the sky is falling for him. There was no panic in his voice. There was no we need to start trading players. There was no we need to be sellers. There was no we need to be buyers. They brought up, are you going to make some trades? And he was like, we're always open to something if it's going to improve our team, but we're not really, we're just really excited for Vinny Pasquantino to get back from his hamate injury. We're really excited for Kyle Isbell to get back in the lineup after his foot injury. We're excited for hopefully Estevez to make some progress. We're excited for Bubic to maybe make a comeback later this year. That is the opposite of what I was expecting to hear. Actually, I didn't know what I was expecting, but what you want to hear from someone in that position is not what I heard. It's you kind of want to hear them point some fingers or, say we're going to try some new things. And I was a little disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I was hearing it and I was just like, is this really what you're thinking? Like, is Vinny Pasquantino being being injured? You really think that he's the one that's going to save the day after he's back from his injury, even though he didn't do well all season? Like, where are we at here with JJ? So I wasn't sure what you might have thought about that, and if you had any 2 cents.
So I don't mind a calm demeanor, a calm approach, especially like in like a weekly radio interview that's typically meant to be pretty casual, even though I would like them to be like, hey, let's press this guy a little bit. But
yeah,
it's July 7th time of recording. So we are just under a month from the August 3rd trade deadline. I would like to think that JJ deep down knows that there are several players on this roster that need to be traded and the Royals are sellers. I just maybe it's too early for him to admit that, or maybe it's going to be a situation where they're the last to know that they're sellers. And
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I told you a couple weeks ago, I'm not going to be surprised if JJ Piccolo talks himself into standing pat at the trade deadline. And everything that you just said makes me think that's the route they're going to take.
Yeah. I was listening to Vern's Vern's post-game show, and he literally, I turn on the radio and instantly he's like, let's just go through some of these names. And he just starts naming names on the Royals roster, and he kind of just throws a stat or two that might bring some attention to their trade value. So, for example, Lane Thomas is really good against lefties, and Nick Lofton also has a super high OPS against lefties. And for someone like Nick Lofton, he's a utility player, and there's going to be some value in someone that, completely rakes against lefties and is a utility player. Perfect pinch hit kind of guy in a contending team. Go throw him up against a lefty, relief pitcher, have him get on base somehow, and have him stay in the game because he's actually serviceable on the field too. So none of us want to see a big, huge, doorbuster flash sale for the Royals. Like, that's not what I'm calling for necessarily. But when you're 17 games below 500, I think you kind of have to be okay with anything. I do see what you're saying, though. You kind of like the calm demeanor, especially in a small market radio interview on a Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon, whatever. So I see where you're coming from. I mean, I've seen interviews like that. There's been Mets radio people that have gotten on the managers before, and I've seen how some of those can go. And I'm not saying I would have enjoyed to listen. I mean, I would have loved to hear that, but is that good? I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is the question, because it is when's the time and place, and who should be the one to do that? Because I do think that at a certain point, we are kind of handling it with kid gloves, and somebody needs to be like, hey, what the heck are we doing? Because everyone and their dog projected the Royals to be a contending team in the American League Central, and they have been everything but that. So there needs to be somebody to go and hold these guys accountable and actually be like, what happened? What are we doing to fix it? Because you have not just underperformed, you haven't even sniffed what you were expected to be doing in 2026. And in fact, you're moving in the wrong direction. So what's the move? How do we get back to being a respectable baseball team? I don't think that's unfair to ask.
Yeah, exactly. And kind of what I'm getting at is hearing him say what he's saying on the radio publicly, it's making me wonder if he does have the awareness. Does he know that he's saying the opposite of what we want to hear? Does he know that he sounds oblivious as to what the issues are?
Yeah,
I'm not going to assume that a general manager for a Major League Baseball team has no idea what they're doing. I'm assuming that he actually does have the wherewithal to not just
I mean,
be oblivious to what's going on. I just want to know, like, is he going to be the mind that is able in an off season to turn an entire season around? Because we already saw 2023 was terrible, and it was the first year of the new regime. 2024 was the major turnaround where they made the playoffs. Are we going to see that again? Because it was so bad this season. I was kind of saving this point for next week, but I'll say it here again. If we won every single series from now until the end of the season, we would barely be 500. Barely. And that's like wild card like conversation, but that's a horrible season if you're going to have to, like, we're not going to do that. These Royals are not going to do that. And if they did, it would be a remarkable comeback. And I'm expecting them to, unfortunately, yeah, you heard it here first. I'm expecting them to miss the playoffs. I'm expecting them to not do anything. And next season, I'm just hoping during this offseason, I'm hoping during this offseason that we can trust that JJ Piccolo is the capable mind to take a step back and find out what's wrong. Because this whole season, I've wanted to know what's the problem. What can I point my finger at? And I mean, I don't have any answers. I'm not the baseball like front office brain, and it sucks that we're just kind of having to entrust that to somebody. But if like all these people's jobs should be in the hot seat right now. But if this were to be happening again this time next season, general manager, the whole Boston Red Sox needs to happen in Kansas City.
Well,
we need to fire everybody. The GM's gone, manager's gone, all the hitting coaches, pitching coach might be safe, but like I
can't
be that unaware.
I think I don't necessarily know if it's unaware. I think I'm not going to show my hand in a radio interview. I think there's that aspect of it. But to your point, like John Sherman needs to sit down this offseason and go, can I move forward with JJ Piccolo?
Yeah.
Can I move forward with Matt Quatraro? I don't think there is any scenario. I'm still not in the camp of Quatraro needs to be gone. If he is gone, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But
yeah,
the Alex Zumwalt cannot be the hitting coach in 2027. He can't be. And unfortunately, like, I know Connor Dawson and Marcus Thomas just got here, but they need to go too. They didn't work. Like, they need to start completely fresh, because what they did wrong this season was we acknowledged that there was a problem, but we didn't fully try to fix the problem. We got rid of some of the problem, but we retained the leader of the problem.
Yeah.
The hitting philosophy, the hitting staff needs to change entirely. The base running coaches need to change. If they had a new first and third base coach next season, like I am
those
almost at a porch. I'm at a porch. I'm almost at a spot of
porch. What were you thinking about in the back of that head, dude?
I think I was about to say scorched earth. I'm at a point where
porch skirth,
where I think the Royals should just rip the Band-Aid off and go, everybody's gone except for Brian Sweeney. And you know what? We're going to bring Matt Quatraro in next season, but he's going to have a short leash and then go from there. That's what I think that's where we're at. And I don't even know. Like I said, I'm not in the camp of fire Quatraro, but I'm also like, I don't know if he's the guy, because I said it earlier in the show, like they're moving in the wrong direction. Like this is not, I don't feel confident. Like last season, you look at everything and you're like, yeah, they finished one game over 500, injuries, XYZ, but we felt really optimistic coming into this season. Mm-hmm. And they don't have any excuses as to why they're bad. They don't.
Dude, I mean, name me one batter that has made an actual tangible improvement that you're kind of like, whoa. Like, I think, because you remember Zumwalt got a lot of credit, and I gave him credit for fixing Michael Garcia. And that was kind of one of my defenses, is like, I'm not sure it's I can't, because I've always been in the camp of like, what if the coaches are doing fine, but the players just suck and we have no idea? Like you to pull a quote from you said like Quatraro could be doing the greatest job he could humanly do with this roster, and this roster just stinks and they're just underperforming. But it's just like somebody within the organization is in charge of those people and needs to know when to pull the plug or when something's not working. So like I said, name me one player. Like Kyle Isbell had improvement in the first half.
Kyle Isbell, Jack Caglione, Carter Jensen, like out, and Bobby Witt Jr. Outside of that, like Michael Garcia's regressed. Vinny Pasquantino's been what he is. Salvador Perez, he's not really beating the allegations of being washed. He had a good series against Philly, but
yeah,
he's not good. Isaac Collins has been fine. Lane Thomas has been fine, but like,
yeah,
I think it's even like we have to get excited about an Isaac Collins trade. Like that's where we're at.
Yeah, that's a good perspective. I mean, like I'm looking at it and it's like Nick Lofton, he has his hot moments. Lane Thomas has his hot moments. Even Collins has his hot moments. But those guys, they have to have their hot moments because they're not that good most of the time. So whenever they have a really hot weekend, they're just getting their average back to the 225 it was before. So it's just really hard to get on board with just like seeing regression. And like you said, apart from some of these players like Cags and Carter and Bob and Isbell, I'm kind of thinking that those advances that they made were not because of a hitting coach. I'm thinking that Kyle Isbell was already okay. He was already good at baseball, and he was just finally like hitting to the parts of the fields that he knew he could.
Yeah.
Or Bobby has regressed a little bit. His average is down per his standards, even though he's still amazing. And then Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione, I just feel like
they were going to do that
Carter
anyway.
Jensen, they're going to do it anyway. Plus, like Carter said it in a podcast recently where he was like, I hit a lot of home runs at the beginning of the season, and I convinced myself that I could do that a lot. So I just kept putting home run swings every at bat, and I realized after a week or two that I don't need to be doing home run swings. I don't need to be swinging as hard as I can. I just need to hit the ball. And then he went on this 20-game hitting streak. So, could that have been a coach? Could that have been Connor Dawson saying, "Hey, you're swinging out of your shoes every swing. What? Just hit the ball.
Yeah.
Just calm down and hit the ball. Choke up, hit the ball." And then with Cags, I'm kind of attributing that to his maturity. I'm attributing that to his like seeing major league pitching for once and actually getting hot.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. The last thing I'm going to do is give. I wish I could give the coach credit, but like you don't see. But it's not like I'm seeing some like swinging philosophy from Connor Dawson. Oh, all of the Connor Dawson disciples, they all do this.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's
but
just
even if it was a situation of like, hey, Carter, you're swinging out of your shoes, stop doing that. Like that's not some like groundbreaking. Like that's like
yeah.
I could have looked at film and been like, well, yeah, he's swinging out of his shoes if he stopped. Like that's not some like hitting coach guru, like he cracked the code. And now Alex Zumwal's just going to every players and he's like, guys, if we just took a nice easy level swing or whatever, like we're gonna it's
yeah. And I know it's not really related, but I know George Brett, he's in-house, he works for the Royals still. And one of his interviews this year, when he was talking to some young players, he was saying the same he said, quote, "The same thing I always tell players is you don't learn to hit the ball where you want to put it. You don't learn to hit home runs or anything. You just learn to hit the ball hard. Because when you hit the ball hard, good things will come." And it's funny because like that philosophy, hey, the Royals might have one of the greatest exit velocities in the MLB because every single time we get an out, Ryan Lefevre, Rex Adler, Jake Eisenberg is always like, that was 110 off the bat. And it's, just if it were anywhere else on the field, it would have been a hit. But no, right out of player. Well, anyway, as I was getting into this last series, I know that the schedule for the Royals has been kind of heating up. We played the Rays, and that series went about the way I thought it would. Got 3 games swept. Over the weekend, we got to play the Phillies. A weird series. It started on a Saturday, ended on a Monday, which the Royals haven't seen yet this season, I don't think.
I mean, I
So-
think hopefully they'll never see that again. World Cup has done some funky things to the Royals schedule this year.
Yeah. So 4th of July, bobblehead giveaway, big firework display, lots of crap going on at the stadium. Obviously, that's a game the Royals are going to lose. So,
Well, Michael Wacha's on the mound, and you know that the Royals aren't going to give him any run support whatsoever. So it didn't matter. Hey, Michael Wacha's on the mound every 5th day, where we should feel really confident about our chances of winning, and we just every time we're like, I don't really feel like it.
nah, I don't really feel like it.
It was a rough outing for Michael Wacha. He ended up, I think he went 6 innings. He gave up 3 home runs.
Oh, wow.
But again, you score 1 run, doesn't really matter. Michael Wacha could have given up 2 runs, and it like the Royals would have lost. So
yeah,
it's kind of one of those deals.
I was shooting off fireworks and swimming simultaneously, and I look at my phone notification and it just says that we're losing, and I was like, nope, not today, Royals. You're not gonna spike this guy's cortisol. Nope, not me. And then Sunday, I keep telling you it's like a unicorn game. Avila actually makes sure we stay in the game. He only went 5 innings or something.
5 innings, you have up 1 run, but then you had Strom, Schreiber, Daniel Lynch, Alex Lang. They all 4 pitched, scoreless innings. Alex Lang,
dude,
8th save of the season. And runners, and then runners in scoring position, 4 for 8. So they went 500 with the runners on in scoring position. So it's like, oh wow, crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy how that works when you actually are good. It's what happens. That's what I'm saying. That's the unicorn. It's like I don't remember. I'm not gonna say I don't remember ever seeing it, but having 4 relievers have scoreless outings.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know, but
beautiful. But then us actually getting hits, runners in scoring position, like winning a 5-2 game where the bullpen shows up and you actually have some timely hits, like that's just such a satisfying win. Like then okay, so the game after, like the question is, what would you rather watch? Obviously, you'd rather watch a 1,000,000 run score, but like there's a part of me that like respects Sunday's victory a little bit more, just because it was like kind of more hard fart, like that hard fart. It's going to be more hard fought, and it's like that's a more common MLB game to happen.
Yeah,
but
well,
why don't you talk about Monday?
Yeah, as far as common MLB games to happen, there was nothing common about Monday's game. So this was the series finale of the weekend series. It was very weird. It was very weird watching a day game on a Monday being the 3rd game in a series, but we're here, and the Royals did something that had only been done 20 times in Major League Baseball since 1900. This is rarer than a perfect game, what the Royals accomplished. They scored a run in all 8 innings that they batted on Monday.
Unreal.
Unreal. And they went against Christopher Sanchez, who going into the game, first off, one of the best pitchers in the league. He had a 2 ERA. You know what his ERA was when he left after 3 1/3 on Monday? 2.62.
Oh,
they destroyed Christopher Sanchez. Christopher Sanchez gave up 9 runs in his 3 1/3. He gave up 6 in that first inning, capped off by Luke Maile, 3-run bomb to the opposite
first at
field.
First at bat. Since being called up is amazing.
Yeah, it was great. Between Maile and our GOAT, Tyler Tolbert, 5 for 5, triple shy of the cycle.
Oof, so close.
It just Noah Cameron, you said it earlier, you said it best. Greg Hollanding his outing and like, let's load the bases and get out of it. Let's load the bases and get out of it. If you remember, like that was just vintage Greg Holland. It was like, this game's too easy for me, so I'm just going to create trouble and then get out of it, make everybody's heart rates go through the roof. We'll be fine.
It's like what Mahomes said. He's like, I make good TV. It's what I do. But yeah, what a fun game. It was awesome. And it was super awesome whenever Tyler Tolbert hit that last hit to be 5 for 5. A little soft single into center field, and Ryan Lefevre was like, "Run, run, Tyler, run!"
That's where I was at. I'm like, they're up.
Yeah.
I don't know what the score was at that time. 14-1, 13-1, something like that. I'm like, might as well, like, just go for it. Who cares?
Dude, Tolbert doesn't get enough credit. He's fast as heck. 2 infield singles, I'm pretty sure, yesterday.
Yeah.
Just because he did what we've been asking everyone to do all season, which is actually hustle to first base. I remember when you and I had that conversation about Garcia, and then that one game that we almost came back like 9-0 when Marte didn't hustle enough and he got thrown out at first, and we were like, okay, just almost complete one of the greatest comebacks ever, but don't. So 2026 of us to do. But yeah, it was beautiful to see Tyler do so well, and it's funny. It was hilarious hearing Vern on the post game show. He made a really funny statement where he was kind of reading off the stats of the night. And he was like, player of the game, the Royals starting shortstop. And he listed all of the stats that happened. And then he was like, you probably thought I was talking about Bobby Wood Jr. No, that was Tyler Tolbert, starting shortstop. It's like, dude, amazing.
Yeah. No, it was.
So first home run of the season for Tyler. First double of the season for Tyler. First 4 for 4 game of his career. And then first 5 for 5 game of his career. So.
Let me just read to you Monday's lineup. And this happened earlier in the season, too, where they just they threw out a lineup that we were like, what? And they went off. So this is the lineup.
Yeah, I texted you about that.
Yeah. So leading off center field, Layton Thomas. Batting second, the DH, Bobby Witt Jr. At first base, Salvador Perez. Right field, Jack Caglione. Second base, Nick Lofton. Left field, Starling Marte. Shortstop, Tyler Tolbert. Catching, Luke Mailey. And then batting ninth, the third baseman, Josh Rojas. What is that lineup? Apparently the greatest lineup ever.
Gosh. Apparently. Run it back, Quatraro. I want to see that exact lineup tonight against the Mets. Completely clean house. Dude. That is such a 2022 Royals, 2023 random who's named that Royal moment. Like, I hope someday, 10 years from now, we're listening to sports radio in passing, and then somebody does one of those. Do you know the random Royals lineup with the drive?
Yeah, if they're still going 20 years from now, like the 2026 Royals on June 6th or July 6th. Tyler Tolbert, the Royals beat the Phillies 15-1. Tyler Tolbert went 5-5. 5 for 5 was a triple shy of the cycle.
I pray that we hear that someday. What are the odds? Oh. But no, it was a great game. It was a good series, and it's funny to see us get swept by the American League front runner, the Rays, and you're like, yeah, this is so totally hilariously trash. This is the worst. And then
Junior
you
Caminero
lose on the 4th of
July. 14 home runs against the Royals.
Yeah. He had a home run in like 7 straight games.
Yeah.
So dumb. So dumb. Good job, Royals. But then go ahead.
The Royals, the Rays were like 2 games back of the Yankees when the Royals went to Tampa. And I think by the time the Rays got done with the Royals in Kansas City, Tampa was up like 4 games on the Yankees. So you're welcome, Tampa.
See how easy it is. It's hard to hit a ball, but baseball this season has a lot of losers. So it just makes me even more frustrated that we royally screwed ourselves so much. But yeah, so when the 4th of July game happened, we lose 6-1. I was like, dude, this season is so over. We're about to get swept by the Phillies. Then we're going to go to New York and we're going to get swept by the second worst team in baseball, the Mets. And we're just going to have to eat that. And then what would be totally typical is after the All-Star break, we sweep the Padres and Giants and Tigers, and we go on a 15-game winning streak, and we're like, oh, okay.
I will not be surprised one bit if the second half of the season the Royals play halfway decent baseball, because that's what they do. It doesn't matter anymore. Who cares? we're just gonna play 500 ball the rest of the way. And
no, it's not going to be 5. We're going to be a winning team in the second half.
Maybe,
and it's
like,
not going to
probably
mean
would.
Jack Diddley.
Yeah, no, it won't. They'll finish 73 and 91 or whatever that math is, and of course that wouldn't. That's about what they're at now. So
it's over there.
Yeah, so they'll finish with like 78 wins or something stupid, and then we'll be like, "Oh wow,
they were right there."
Yeah.
If we would have just not had that terrible April, terrible June, it's going to be beautiful to look back and kind of like I hate to say it, but like fast forward to Chiefs season.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I'm doing that. I am. Are you kidding?
I'm not.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not doing this. If only the first 4 months weren't horrible.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because we talked about how maybe April is this year's June from last year. No, 2026 is this year's June. The entire season's been poop.
Yep.
So, yeah. Cry me a river, freaking Royals fans, dude.
Yeah.
We're just sucky.
Well, we're 2 weeks
You're
out.
making me want to put the paper bag on. We gotta chill, dude.
Yeah. No, hey, this is a paper bagless episode. We are 2 weeks out from training camp, though, ish. So.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited. I think I heard something like we were like, oh, we're only like 40. We're under 40 days from a football game happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
It doesn't matter.
Dude,
It doesn't count, but it's still fun.
Once
football
season hits, the year just flies.
Oh yeah. It'll be the holidays before we even know it. We'll be like, it's already week 10 of the NFL season.
Yep. Yeah.
How did this happen?
NFL season's crazy. This is the way
it happens every single week because you're waiting all year for football, and then within a month it looks like
it's week 5 in October, and you're like,
yeah,
all right,
holy crap. And Cass and I, our anniversary's in October, so usually we have like a vacation there, and then you look up and you're like, oh, it's week 7.
Yep.
Oh, holy crap, we're halfway done already.
Yeah,
wow,
it's wild.
I see how it is. That's just how football is.
But
yeah, we're a month and a half away from watching Justin Fields play football for the Chiefs, which is going to be so amazing.
Yeah, and speaking of all-stars like Justin Fields, I do want to talk. we figured out who the all-stars are. And the Royals surprisingly have 2 representatives. We knew Bobby Witt Jr. was going to be the starting shortstop because he was up like 78% of the votes. He was up $500 million, if you remember. So Bobby Witt Jr. confirmed starting shortstop for the American League All-Star team, but also deservedly so, Michael Wacha gets the All-Star nod for the first time since 2015. Michael Wacha, All-Star. And if anybody deserves to be an All-Star on the Royals that's not Bobby Witt Jr., it is him.
Woo! Let's go, Michelle. So proud.
Yep.
That's so awesome. His little speech, enough to make him a grown man cry. Whenever Quatraro gave out the whatever, I don't know what he handed them, but it was their.
He said, all right, guys, let's just keep trying our best not to suck at the game. Eventually, we'll stop sucking. Hopefully, I'm not here in 3 weeks, but you guys just keep doing what you're doing otherwise.
Keep doing what you're doing, because in 3 weeks when I play for the Tigers, I'm gonna beat your sorry butts really bad.
I don't know if the Tigers is an upgrade for Michael Wacha, but I understand the point.
Okay,
they're like Michael Wacha. Oh, you don't want to be with the Royals anymore? Trades to the Rockies.
Okay, so the Tigers are 40-50. They're 10 games over. Okay, so that was. Okay, I haven't looked at the standings in a second to actually explain it, but dude, White Sox are 47-42, 5 games above 500, and they're the number 1 in the Central. That's insane. That's just goofy. That is goofy. We got the Rays, the White Sox, and the Mariners representing the AL right now. Yankees, Guardians, Rangers right behind them. It is kind of fun to know that in baseball, as long as you're 500, you're in the playoffs. Like,
is that good?
I mean, for Kansas City fans, yeah.
Do you think this is how AFC or NFC South fans feel? They're like, yeah, 8 and 9. We won the South. We're the Bucks.
Yeah.
We're the best.
You're a Falcons fan and you're like 6-11 and you're like, we're so close. Oh, we're so close.
We were only 2 games back. 6-11.
I mean,
week 18 is a matchup and 2 8-8 teams.
Yeah, we've talked about the competitiveness of playoffs. I mean, it's fun. It's more product. I mean, playoff baseball is always fun. So, if I have to watch the whatever, because there's two bye weeks, aren't there? So there's 2 wild card series from each league now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So you're telling me if the season
wait.
ended, so there's 6 teams that make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Per
two teams get a bye.
conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, per league. So 2 teams get a bye.
Yeah.
And then 2 teams from each league have a wild card series, or 4 teams, I should say, have.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So if the season ended right now, it'd be White Sox Rangers. No, I'm sorry. Seattle Mariners versus Texas Rangers, and then Yankees versus Guardians. So that's not none of those teams excite me. I'll be honest. I will be completely honest. The Yankees.
The White Sox getting a first round bye 5 games over 500. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
That's wild.
You heard me correct.
That is so
bad. The American
bad.
League is terrible.
That is so bad.
So the Rays are 16 games above 500.
And they would be...
They're number 1.
Yeah.
They're the 1 seed. The 2 seed is the Chicago White Sox, 47-42, 5 games above 500.
Wow.
The 3 seed is the Seattle Mariners, leading the West. They're 47-44, 3 games above 500. So
is it time to
in
get
2026?
rid of divisions? Is it time to
go to like a basketball NHL kind of style?
Make it change the standings where you still have your divisions for scheduling purposes, but you can be like, if the Yankees were 99-63 and then the Rays were 98-64 and those are the top 2 records, that they should just be the 1 and 2 seed. Because the 85 win Chicago White Sox team should not be getting a first round bye.
Yeah, I see where you're coming. I actually don't disagree,
because that happened, and this made me mad in the prior playoff format with the wild card game, where the Giants. This was in 2021. The Giants, I believe, won 107 games, maybe 106 games. The Dodgers, and they won the NL West. The Dodgers won like 105 games. And they had to play the 91-win Cardinals in a 1-game playoff.
Oh.
What is that?
Stupid. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I support that. That's a hot take that I actually support. I can get behind that because I don't know why. So how many leagues actually still do seeding based on your division and wild card? So we have the NFL and the MLB.
NFL does, MLB does. NBA does not.
So NBA, NHL, MLS, all of them go per conference. Who has the most points, wins, whatever.
Yep.
It's win percentage or points.
Yeah.
MLB and NFL, you guys are slacking. What are we doing? NFL, I kind of get it a little bit more because, I mean, I don't mind the NFL. It's just a weird season, and I mean, it's kind of structured the way it is because it's single elimination in the playoffs. Like,
it's weird because I don't know. It's like, okay, like the NFC West seems to be the powerhouse, and like, okay, the Rams win the division, and they're a 13-win team. Niners are a 12-win team, and the Seahawks are a 12-win team, and they have to go to. One of them has to go play the 8 and 9 Bucks. Like, that's just that's silly to me. I don't know. On the road, like the Bucks are not better. My point is, like, the Bucks are not better than the Niners, or like the White Sox are not better than the Yankees. But because they won their division. I mean, the argument is always like, oh, well, they should have just won their division. I'm like, okay, The Dodgers won 105 games, and the Giants just happened to win 107.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I think that kind of goes into the broader conversation of like incentivizing teams to win their division and beat the teams in their division. Like, if you remember, probably a month or two ago, I mentioned in a podcast about how Cody Tapp had an idea of incentivizing them even further to like give you extra draft picks or even give you just straight up cash if you win your division. And when you come back the next year, you actually get a boost in your cap percentage because you won your division. Or if a team, like if they have such an improvement in a season, then they get extra money to go towards their cap so that they can afford to buy a better player because they might actually, do even better if they have new players. Like, I think that if we're going to keep doing divisions, like this is a conversation I didn't realize we'd be having, but if we're going to keep doing divisions and there's no structural tweaks at all, like it's obvious that MLB wants to expand to 32. Where are those other two teams going to go? We're going to have to restructure it. It's going to have to be divisions of 4 instead of divisions of 5. So that's going to look weird in its own. But if we're going to be expanding, that kind of automatically means they're going to be expanding the playoffs and getting in right now. If there was a 4th wild card spot, or how would they do that? I guess they could do 4. They'd probably do what the NFL does, where there's 4 division winners and then 3 wild card teams again.
Yeah, they pitched in the 2022-2023 CBA, whatever that was. MLB actually pitched having 14 playoff teams instead of 12. They landed on 12, but they actually pitched having 7 on each. So they've thought it out.
Okay. So if that were the case, then like depending on what let's just look at the record specifically. Let's not actually try to pitch what the divisions would be to find out the division winners. But the 4th wild card running team in the hunt right now is the Houston Astros. They're 45-48. Do you let a team that has a negative record in the playoffs just like gifting it to them? Because to your point, like the Bucks, who are 9 and 7, 8 and 11. Well, whatever the record would end up being, 8 and 10,
8 and 9,
8 and 9.
Yeah,
8 and 9. They're in because of a technicality. Like right now we're incentivizing winning your division. Like that should be a bigger deal than I think we chalk it up to be. Like besides being able to put a banner in your stadium that says division winner 2026, you're not being rewarded any better besides your seeding.
But like winning your division, like incentivizing to win your division, like nobody cares if you won your division 6 years in a row and don't have a championship banner. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
nobody remembers the runner up to the Super Bowl, right?
Okay, let me just do this. So if your theory were to happen right now, and we did it by instead of seeding it by division winners and record with the wild card, if it was only by record, Rays would be the top with 52 wins. Yankees would be the second seed with 50 wins, and then we have the third seed would be the Chicago White Sox, 47-42. And then the 4th and 5th teams it's a tie between the Guardians and the Mariners, 47-44, and then last that's Rangers still 545-45. So the team that would be benefiting from this would obviously be the Yankees because they get a first round bye. But
they
it would
a first
end up
round bye
being
and home field advantage.
Yeah. I think that this is such a funny conversation because I actually agree with that. I think that'd be kind of awesome just to have it be because all these other leagues are doing it and it works.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to, it's not fair that Dodgers and Giants, that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid. That situation happened. And to have a 1-game elimination too. Like if you win 91 games, having to go to a single game elimination, that's some bull crap.
Yeah. I mean, I never liked the single wild card, even though like the 2014 AL wild card game is one of the greatest games ever. I'm still like we've been
that's dumb.
playing series all season long, and obviously, like, we're beating a dead horse because it's like they don't do it anymore. But
Yeah.
but it was stupid.
Yeah, that was definitely stupid. A single elimination only works for a league that has football is the only one that should be allowed to do that because it's only a 22-week season total, 21 game season. So if you're going to be doing that, it makes sense to have it be single game elimination. That's because the stakes are higher, but baseball is a series league. Why are we doing single game elimination? So dumb.
Yep.
I don't even know. I don't know when that started. I don't know when the single game wild card started like that.
2011, I think they expanded.
Whoever's decision that was to make it a single game, though, they're just dummies.
I think that would have been, Bud Selig, I think, was still the commissioner at the time for that.
Get out of here.
Yeah. You wanna?
Well, all this being said, we kind of went off on some tangents here, but yeah, I think one of our last points we made was the fact that Bobby Witt and Michael Wacha were all-stars, and then we just went off and yapped for a long time. So to finish that, hey, congratulations, Bobby Witt Jr. and Michael Wacha. You guys deserve all the props that you get because you guys are probably the two best players. Yep, right. Yep.
I don't know if you can read it, but hey, professional yappers.
Professionally. Yep. I need to get me one of them. I'll get like a sticky note though. And then with Royals news, I just kind of wanted to share, like, I saw a transaction that said that Sarantola was claimed by the Giants.
Wow.
I had a bit of video that I never ended up putting out, and I guess I still could, but not really the point here. I was going to give an injury update, kind of just tell everybody where we're at, and I feel like it's still, let's do that. Let's do a quick injury update. Injury minute. So I guess we'll start with the most recent. Cole Reagans. He underwent season-ending left elbow surgery. He will be out at least 10 months, most likely longer. So All-Star break-ish next season is when he's slated to make his return. One of the players that we acquired in a trade, right-handed pitcher Connor Siebold, he messed up his latissimus dorsi in his throwing side, and he's going to be out. He had to come out of a game.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Latissimus dorsi. Yeah, I see lat, and I'm like, lat? Yeah, he messed up his lat in his back. He had to exit the game on June 30th, so we're going on a week ago. It literally just says expected return, August. And then some of the other names that are kind of more in the circle of question is Pasquantino, Garcia, Estevez, Bubic, and Isbell. So Vinny Pasquantino, he had surgery on June 14th, so we're about 3 weeks removed from that surgery. His return is rumored to be after the All-Star break, sometime late July. Usually those hamate bone injuries only sideline a player for a little over a month, and since it happened June 14th, we're kind of right in that area after the All-Star break, so it'll be a little over a month. Michael Garcia, he had that left hand muscle injury. He's been battling it for a couple months. He's been rehabbing it in Kansas City, but he's not cleared to swing or anything like that yet, and he will be reevaluated after the All-Star break. Chris Bubic, he had left shoulder soreness, and he was scratched from his start on July 1st. He received a cortisone injection on July 2nd, and he's being shut down until after the All-Star break, which he will begin to ramp it back up to see how he's doing. His return is probably not going to be until sometime in August, if he even returns. Having an injury, trying to come back, and then having it flare up all over again is the opposite of what you want to have happen. So that sucks. Carlos Estevez, he threw a bullpen session on June 27th, but he suffered yet again a setback that was just as bad as the first one. He received an injection on July 1st, and he will be reevaluated during the All-Star break. I'm not assuming we're going to see him anytime soon. And really, last on my list of people I care about would be Kyle Isbell. He tore the plantar fascia of his foot basically the meat of this arch of your foot. He tore all that up. Very not good. Diagnosed with a severe grade 3 tear. He was expected to begin his rehab assignment on July 7th, which is time of recording this today. But continuing soreness paused that plan, and he'll be reevaluated All-Star break time. So not good that he's not feeling well, but man, he tore his foot. Like, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna put it on him to return at all until, I mean, it would take me a few months probably to not be feeling pain from it. So take your time, Kyle.
Take your time.
He's one of the only people that I am okay with just like taking, like all these other people. It's like, come on, man, you're still injured. Come on, man, just another setback. But then it's like Kyle Isbell, one of the bright shining knights in shining armor earlier this season, and he's actually tore the frick out of his foot. I'm like, okay, buddy, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I love you. I'll pray for you.
All right. Let's go MLB news.
Let's do it.
So, ABS challenge system implemented this season, and a lot of umpires have been kind of the talking point. And CB Buckner was the big name. He's just notably, he's one of the worst umpires in baseball. You can look at many articles multiple times in the early 2000s. Players voted him worst umpire in the league. Alex Cora said some things about him earlier this season with an ABS challenge system. He had like 6 or 8 calls overturned.
That was that amazing game or series against the Reds
And
like
Red Sox. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Eugenio Suarez had like back-to-back calls that were like egregiously not right.
Yep.
And it was beautiful to see him because the second time the batter challenged, he looked like he was pissed off.
Yep.
He was like, really, again? And he's like, the batter's challenging the call.
Yep.
It's overturned. Oh,
and we haven't
beautiful.
seen CB Buckner since April because he's actually injured. He got hit in the face by a foul ball or something like that. And anyway, so CB Buckner joins 6 other Major League Baseball umpires who will take MLB's buyout. So MLB offered these umps a buyout. So they're going to finish out the season. And following the 2026 campaign, CB Buckner, Laz Diaz, Brian Onora, Lance Barksdale, Marvin Hudson, Tony Randazzo, and Andy Fletcher will retire.
dude.
So the
3 names that stood out,
Yeah.
obviously.
Buckner,
Fletcher.
Laz Diaz, Buckner, Lance Barksdale are the 3 names that I was like, oh, yeah.
I'm
Goodbye.
gonna add Fletcher to that list. I can't stand Fletcher either. And Laz Diaz, he is the definition of what's the word? Like power trip. When they get this role of authority and they just think that they have like this superiority complex, like this God complex where they're like, I'm the home plate umpire. This is my game. This is my field. I'm going to call it how I want.
Joe West.
Like, yeah.
There's a clip, I think it was Garrett Cole, where Laz Diaz was just terrible behind the plate, and Garrett Cole's like, come on, Laz.
Yeah. What are you going to go eat a banana in one bite?
Oh gosh. Yeah, but no, that's good news. I don't know. There's no like real details of like the buyout details, but I think with ABS, it's time to make a change. And there's like all of these umpires, I believe, have been like CB Buckner's been in the league for 30 years. At a certain point, like I think it's time for you to go. And like you can only be bad like for so long, and this ABS is now exposing you. And it's time to go. I like it. Get some new blood in here.
But yeah, I think it's time, Brandon. I think it's time.
All right.
Go ahead and you tell me your honorable mention.
All right, honorable mention time. So first off, something we want to start doing is we want to open it up to listener, viewer participation. And what our honorable mentions are is just something that happened throughout the week that we are proud of, excited about, something good that happened in our lives. And we want to share it with each other and you. So if you have an honorable mention, let us know in the comments, whether it's, something happened with your kids, or something awesome happened at work, just something cool in life. Let us know down in the comments below, and we will start reading those on the show.
Yeah.
So
I'm happy to start doing that. So if you leave a comment down below, we will shout you out, and we will shout out your honorable mention. Could be anything. Could be literally anything. Anything that you want to mention, we will mention it, as long as it is family friendly ish.
So my honorable mention is, I have a 5-year-old son. He's almost 6, and the other day he goes, "Dad, my tooth feels kind of squishy." I'm like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And we were eating pizza. I was like, well, maybe he has like a piece of pizza stuck on his tooth, and I was like, okay, well, we can go and we'll go and brush your teeth here in a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, can I have a piece of candy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he goes and gets a Starburst, and he's like, my tooth is still squishy, and it's like, it's obviously bothering him. So I'm like, okay, let me take a look in there. And I go and I poke his tooth that he's talking about, and it's loose. I'm like, whoa. So this is his first loose tooth, and that was Sunday that all that happened. And then Monday morning it came out. He was eating a donut at my parents' house, and it came out. So
amazing.
My son lost his very first tooth, and it was pretty awesome milestone. And I'm like, my kid he's growing up too fast. But it was very cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. How'd the tooth fairy visit go?
I don't know. Who would know?
Did the tooth fairy get hit with inflation? What's the dollar up to? Is it $1? Is it
the tooth fairy left $1?
Okay, so the tooth fairy was not hit by inflation quite yet.
Not in my neck of the woods.
Fair enough.
Maybe in other people's houses there's some inflation going on, but over here we're still reasonable price range.
Amazing. Well, shout out Finnegan.
That's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
What do you got?
So it's amazing.
What are you gonna say?
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
I'd rather talk about this. Okay. So my honorable mention is a gift that was given to me by my amazing wife. And to give you a little context, Father's Day happened on a Sunday, and it was when I was in Texas. So the extent of celebration was we just got dinner or something. I can't really remember. It was fun. It was a good day. I got to spend the day with my baby and my wife. But the gifts that my wife had gotten for me, they were, things that she had to get, and gifted them to me at home once we got back. Yesterday, she gave me the main gift for my first Father's Day. Are you ready for this?
Let's see it. I'm excited.
It is absolutely amazing.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. How do you even... I didn't even know you could do that. That is awesome, though. Your very own bobblehead.
My very own bobblehead's got my hair. So, hey, I feel like I can shave my head now that my long hair has been immortalized into a bobblehead. But she got this custom made. It barely stands up on its own because I'm leaning back like a ding-dong. And if I can... let me see if I can pull up the picture that this is based off of. A couple little notes. It's like I was wearing a Chiefs shirt, a Chiefs hat, and the guy can't do. It was an Etsy guy, and he just wasn't able to do like real logos and stuff like that. So it's the solid red, it's the blue and striped arrowhead for me. Yeah, look at that. Look at this guy. And I'd like to point out these are shockingly affordable. So if you're hilarious and if you want to give one of the coolest gifts ever, get you a custom bobblehead, because this is freaking awesome. It was like, I haven't gotten the picture yet, but it's a picture of me doing exactly this. Just like this too. Like if you saw the picture, you'd be like, holy crap, that's so accurate. But yeah. So my honorable mention goes to my amazing wife and this Etsy artist that was able to do a custom bobblehead. Everybody loves bobbleheads. Everybody loves Etsy. Everybody loves wives. So yeah,
That's awesome.
that's my honorable mention. What do I? Okay, let me expand this. Oh, here's the picture. You ready?
I'm ready.
So that's the picture.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Even got the details of my shorts right. But she specifically went out of the way to say, "Hey, it's long hair. Can you put the hair in there?" So, and it's like made of rubber or something. Like I kind of like it. All right, let's do a quick Twitter check to make sure there's nothing else relevant to talk about today. And you know what? Oh, we anticipate Vinny Pasquantino to begin a rehab assignment tomorrow. Oh yeah, that was posted yesterday. So today he's going to start a rehab assignment. That's good. Very good. Yeah, I mentioned it before, the Bring Out the Books program that the Royals are doing. So I had a thing with work at a library, and I was talking to the librarian, the main librarian, and she was mentioning, we were kind of talking about all kinds of things. I had different jobs with these different sports teams, and talking about the Royals. I mentioned that we had a podcast for the Royals, and one of the things I mentioned, I was like, they do the really cool books for the tickets for books thing. And she was like, what? So I kind of told her about that. And she was like, dude, I had no idea. So if we haven't mentioned it, if you haven't heard before, the Royals have a program called Bring Out the Books. Basically, if you bring a book and you donate it to the Royals, first 100 people, you can get a free ticket in exchange for a donated book. It's the first 100 people. The ticket window will open 30 minutes before the stadium gates, and they will remain open until all 100 vouchers have been handed out. So I don't know why people don't just find a book in their attic, find a book in their basement, go to the thrift store, buy yourself a book for $1 and go get a Royals ticket for free. But you should definitely do that more often. And you and I should do that more often. Get these books to these kiddos as soon as possible. So that librarian loved hearing that. It was like music to her ears. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard about that, feel free. Go. I know that the Royals don't advertise this because I feel like they don't want to just have a line of people that are all pissed off that they don't get a free ticket. So us advertising is all 10 of our listeners are going to be rushing to the gates, lining up for free tickets. But yeah, if you're interested, go get you a free ticket. But anyway, I think that's really all I had to say. I'm looking at Twitter. I don't see any updates or any significant news in the sports world. Last thing today, Brandon, before we sign off, I want to play a game with you.
I like games.
I didn't tell you what the game was in advance because I wanted you to be surprised. So there have been a number of Royals All-Stars. I want you to tell me you get 3 strikes, okay?
Okay.
I want you to tell me the last 10 individual names that have been elected to the All-Star game from the Royals.
The last 10 individuals.
The last 10 individuals. So you can't say Bobby Witt Jr. twice. You can't say Salvi twice. The last 10 individuals to get elected to the All-Star game. And I will give you a hint. Name number 10 dates back to 2017.
Okay.
3 strikes and you're out, buddy.
So Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby Witt Jr. is 1. Yep. Most recently in 25.
So, okay, Seth Lugo.
Seth Lugo is number 2, or he's on this list. Last was in 2024. So you have 2 of the 10. You got Bobby and you got Lugo. Who else you got?
Okay. I feel like Cole Reagans went in 24.
That's right. Cole Reagans went in 2024. You don't need to tell me the date.
Okay, I was
just tell me the name.
To be accurate.
There's 10 names. That's all I want to know. And you have 0 strikes so far. Great job.
10 names. Okay. Didn't Whit Merrifield? Wasn't he? Was that 2021? I guess it doesn't matter.
Whit Merrifield went in 2019 and 2021. So yes.
Okay. Oh, 2019. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yes, that's right. There's 6 names you're missing. You have Witt, Lugo, Reagans, and Merrifield.
Okay, I feel like I'm just gonna put Salvador Perez has to be on that list.
Yep, that's right. Most recently in 24.
All Stars.
Look at my glasses. Can you see the names?
No. 20. Okay, this is where it gets weird because there was, from like 2017 to 2020 was like they didn't have an All-Star game in 2020, right? Jorge Soler?
No, sir.
Jorge Soler
one.
wasn't an All-Star. That's crazy. Who's our left fielder? Andrew Benintendi.
Andrew Benintendi in 2022. He was the left fielder All-Star. Yes.
Okay.
So you have Witt, Lugo, Perez, Reagans, Benintendi, and Merrifield. You have 4 names remaining, and you have 1 strike.
Wasn't Estevez an All-Star last year? It was
Estevez,
Lugo,
yes.
Witt, and Estevez.
Okay. Was it?
Yeah, it was Estevez last year.
All right. So you have 7 of the 10.
7 of the 10. Does Michael Garcia count?
Michael Garcia.
He was like an addition. He was like a
him
late
and
addition.
Estevez. They were both additions
Okay.
late. Yes. So now you're down to 2. 2 names left, and you have 2 strikes. If you want to throw a guess.
2 names left. 2017. (2024) was Chris Bubich.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. 2025 was Chris Bubich. So
2025. He was an All-Star last year too. That's right.
He was.
That makes sense because he was like Cy Young caliber before he got shut down last year.
So you have 9 of the 10 names, and you only have 1 strike.
2017.
So yeah, whenever you said 25 was Lugo, Witt, and Estevez, 25 was Bubich, Estevez, Garcia, and Witt.
Okay, so yeah.
24 was Lugo, Reagans, Perez. So you were a little.
I was off on the years. Okay.
You still got the names, but you were a little off on the years. But yeah.
Okay, so I know I'm missing like early in the list. So I'm just gonna throw out like I don't know if this is correct because I think I might be a year off on it. I'm gonna say Eric Hosmer. And I think I'm wrong.
Strike 2.
I think I'm wrong because he was 2016 All-Star Game MVP. That's what it was.
Yep, that is correct. So I will give you 1 hint since you're down to your last strike. There's 2 names that you can choose from because we had 2 All-Stars in the year 2017.
We had 2 All-Stars in the year 2017. I'm just gonna.
This is your last strike.
So I'm just gonna throw like it's either like would have been like Locane or I'm gonna go Mike Moustakas.
Oh, boom! Mike Moustakas. That's name number 10. Woo! Good job.
Who's the other one from that year? Is it not Lorenzo Cain?
Use your last strike to make a guess.
Okay. 2017.
Oh, and I'll give you one more guess. It was not a position player.
Not a position player. Okay. Was it Ian Kennedy? No,
Heck
that was a bad guess.
Kennedy sucks.
That was a bad guess. Did we have Wade Davis then? We didn't. Who is it? I don't know. I got my 10. I'm happy.
Jason Vargas was the
Vargas.
one name left out.
I would not have got that.
Yep. Well, great job, Brandon. I'm very proud of you. Your reasoning was beautiful to witness. You're talking yourself into your answers. It was beautiful. I hope you watch this back. Pat yourself on the back after watching.
I will. I feel good because I feel like I get excited about Royals All Stars because I'm like usually they're like They got to have at least one representative. So I'm like, who's the guy that year?
You know, it's funny. I'm not sure I would have gotten this with 3 strikes because Moustakas being in 2017, like that hint alone would have made me kind of thrown for a loop because I would have been like, who the heck was it? But Benintendi, I would have not have gotten that because the 2020 to like 2024 Royals is like a blur to me because of how horrible we were.
No, I remember
with the Nick Lopez and
I remember Andrew Benintendi. I was like, he's the guy. He's the replacement for Alex Gordon. And yeah.
Oh man, that lasted all of a season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, he's still good. He's balling out right now with White Sox, isn't he?
I think that's who he's with still. Yeah.
Yeah, he's with the White Sox. 2026. He has 60 hits, 10 home runs, 240 batting average.
There you
41
go.
RBIs.
Former Royal great Andrew Benintendi.
All right. Congratulations, Brandon. Very proud of you. Good work.
Thank you.
You know your Royals baseball. I'm proud. I think maybe the next game I'll get for you is like, can you name me like maybe like 10 players from a random Royals roster from a random year or something like that?
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Yeah. Great job. I'm proud. That's all I got.
All right.
I think we're good. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the fine people?
Yeah.
Button your polos up all the way. It looks good.
Yeah. Wear your sunglasses inside. Make sure.
Wait. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. This is an official podcast.
Yeah.
We look fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Happy All-Star break. We made it. Hang in there. And
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah. I don't have anything inspiring this week. Unfortunately.
That's all right. Hang in there is a good. I hear my baby.
All right.
That's my cue.
That's your cue.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Peace out, everybody.
See you later.
Peace. Peace.